What's the best part of being wide, would you say, from everything that you've witnessed over the years?
I think one of the best parts about being wide is that surprise that an author can have, that there are readers outside of one major platform, and you never know where it's gonna happen, because out of the blue, suddenly you never sell on a one platform, and all of a sudden somebody who's a fan discovers one of your books there, and you notice this weird bump where, hey, I just sold one of everything. I wonder if that was one person who read one of my things and just went to town. I think there's that discoverability, because you never know. You never know what it could be that sparks it. You never know what Amazon and Google are probably more algorithmic based than Nook and Apple and Kobo, which are a lot more manually curated by humans. But all of the systems, and I know this because I did work at Kobo for 6 years, all of the systems do have algorithms. And sometimes there's these weird things that happen in the background. And when the right combination of things happen with a book sale or somebody clicks on something, and that just feeds the algorithms in the right way, and you never know. So it's that surprise that can happen. And authors might wonder, well, I didn't do anything different. Suddenly something happened. It could have been the effect of something you did 6 years earlier, which I've even discovered. And that's one of the challenges, especially when we want to get all analytical and we want to measure our read through and we want to do cost per click rates and stuff like that. Sometimes magic happens in that je ne sais quoi of marketing. That's the sort of the billboard that you can never measure the effectiveness of a billboard. But there must be a reason why these billion-dollar companies like Pepsi and Coke spend so much money on them, because they may actually have an impact even if we can't measure them properly.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was January this year, I had a random spike in downloads across all the platforms. I was like, where is this coming from? And I never found it. Like, I did research, see if anyone was talking about my books. Nothing. But I had this spike and it lasted quite a few days. It was just so random.
Yeah, and it could have been something cool you did. Maybe you were on a podcast, maybe it was whatever, and then something got shared. You never know. It could have been mini viral on Instagram review or BookTube or TikTok. You never know, right? But I'll take it. I'll take those surprises.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're great when they happen. Slightly confusing, and I do like to know answers, but I'll take the wins. I'll take it. On the flip side, what would you say is the biggest challenge of being wide?
I think the biggest challenge of being wide is the FOMO of a lot of authors who are very vocal about just killing it and cleaning up on Amazon and making 6 and 7 figures a year. And we forget the fact that they're kind of the 1%. There's a very, very small percentage that are just making outrageously ridiculous amounts of money. And so that's one of the challenges is thinking, oh no, if only I was exclusive to Amazon, I could make $1 bazillion a year too. I think one of the other challenges about being wide is thinking beyond a single retailer where the inmates run the asylum, which is Amazon, thinking that about how different retailers, different online websites behave differently, and the customers even are used to engaging differently. It's not necessarily a dive towards the bargain bins at the front of the store, that because of the manual curation on platforms like Nook and Kobo and Apple, that there's a lot more human curation, and the customers there have not been conditioned to only look for free and 99-cent books, that they're actually used to paying significantly more for traditionally published books. And so sometimes just having a low price point may actually turn a customer off, because that's where they go, well, this book I want to read, this fantasy novel by a traditionally published author is $14.99, but this other one's $2.99. What's wrong with it? Right? It looks suspiciously like the no-name brand over there. Well, I don't want that. I want a good book. I want to be entertained for 8 hours. And the reality is that indie author book is of the same quality. It's just a significantly cheaper. And that sometimes makes customers suspicious. So there's so many other factors operating that. I think the challenge is understanding that each platform has its own nuances that are different from Amazon. And if you take the Amazon mindset and try to apply it to other platforms, that could cause you some issues because it may not work the same way.